All righty. Today is December 10th. Welcome to the weekly analysis. Nice, short, and sweet this week. So, the only fresh order block we have is NJ. All right. NJ is a bullish order block. It is at a spot that we've tested, basically since March of this year and haven't been able to break. I don't know if we will actually be able to break it still. This order block has been holding on since 2015, bruh. All right, so let's see. After NJ pulled back, it ran up, I don't know, 171 pips this week, which is not huge. It was enough to make a little money. If you had taken the NJ trade, most people made money off one of the JPYs. This week, we expected to pull back at 79 by 80 pips to the zone, 104 pips to the 618. And then if it goes to the 78.6 is a buck 30. When I look at the chart, I think we could get movement, and a sell down to the end of this golden zone at least. I'm not sure that we will actually break these highs, but even if it pulls back to the zone, you will have, I'm just going to pretend that it pulls back to the moving average. We should be able to trade it to this negative 27 extension, and that'll be 160 pips. So y'all know I like getting my pips on Sunday night. And if I don't know that I can rely on this pair, then I try to look for a better pair. There are two pair that I like a little bit better. I like Irk and Jerk, ENJ. All right, so basically, EJ had a bearish order block and it retraced last week. All right, EJ ran up a lot of pips. 295, it ended up closing out at 227. So I really think that EJ is going to sell. I think that that push into the order block was just a tap in. I think we'll get a sell next week. Price is below the moving average. Even when it pulls away, let's just say it pulls back to the golden zone of this move this week. I just measure this green candle. If it just pulls back to the golden zone, to get to the golden zone is 80 pips. To get to 618 is 111 pips. 78 is 165 pips. But I think we'll keep pushing south. Now, the interesting thing with EJ and AJ is the same way, or very similar. There are a couple of imbalances, right? And I think you have to go down to the 4-hour chart. So I think around 60 or 70 pips. I'll just keep dropping. Me and Selena looked at these yesterday. Okay. So I think this imbalance has been closed. So maybe price won't push up. So you see this blue mark? This is where our price could possibly push up first and then push down. This was an imbalance that was earlier. The price is pushed up, and I consider this a mitigated imbalance. I mean, there is a little piece still from this wick to this wick that would represent still an imbalance, but I consider it closed since we mitigated it. And I think that we can just sell down from here. So maybe we'll get a pullback to the moving averages here and sell down. But if it does push up and break, then I think it'll be going to, the blue line, which is 40 pips. Either way, I think this move will happen Sunday, tomorrow afternoon. But if it does just pull back and start selling, then I do believe that we're going to get a decent sell-off, like for probably rest of the week. Kind of the way it went up all this week, maybe it'll push down all next week. We have a couple of I guess, newsworthy events. We're going to raise interest rates. So that's going to affect the way the pairs move. I believe it's Wednesday. So, maybe the USD pairs are a little tight, going into the week. But I think that, let me look at AJ. I think that we can get decent moves off of both AJ and NJ. All right, this is the same sort of situation that I just talked about with EJ. Here's an imbalance where I have this box. Here's an order block. I think that we might go up a little further. I mean, technically, we've tapped into this order block right here. You can see with the candle wicks. So I guess technically it could just push down. But to me, this setup is very similar to the EJ setup, and it's one of my favorites. Maybe we don't get all 324 pips. Maybe we get, I don't know, 200 pips, 150 next week, 190. It doesn't matter. As long as it's over 100 pips, we're going to eat. So those are my two favorite moves. If you just want to trade the NJ, make sure you trade it down first in case it sells like the rest of these JPY pairs appear to be set up. Chef JPY is the same situation. Plenty of pips to be caught there. It went up 277 pips. So that pullback is going to be great. You can trade that. There's only one more pair that I really want to look at, and it doesn't have an order block. But it really caught my attention because this is the move that I expect to happen. I'm going to delete this leg. So this looks like a big M pattern that's forming. I'm going to delete that too, so you can look at it and you can see the reason that I'm highlighting it, right? So this week, if you notice, I'm a big fan of these movements. This is a stop run, right? It happened on the weekly chart. ICT talks about this happening on a daily chart. When this happens on a daily chart, when they take the liquidity from the top, they run the price to the bottom, right? So this being a weekly chart, the run is just a little bit bigger, right? They wick the liquidity at the top. I expect the price to run to the bottom. Now, obviously, you're not going to get one long weekly candle. It's going to go to the bottom, right? This is going to be a several week move, but I do expect for it to happen. And if you look at the chart is also set up You know, we're in a downtrend, so it makes perfect sense. You know, if you've never been a part of one of these stop runs, you know, you should go back and test these out. And you can see the pip count. All right. The last time that they taken a high out was right here. When they took this high right here. And you can see how far the market collapsed, right? This is a 2,000 pip drop right here. So I think that similar to that move, I think you're going to get about a 2,000 pip drop. You know, you can see the daily stop run right here. And since that daily stop run, if you had caught the daily stop run on Wednesday, you would be up 179 pips, right? So, you know, when ICT preaches this concept, you know, he teaches that you can see the stop run and that it'll pick you back up at the 78.6. So I don't see where it's pulled back to the 78.6. So here's the interesting thing. If I just delete this fib, go to this weekly chart, you can't fib a doji candle. So when I try to fib these daily candles, right? If I fib the move from this point to this point, you get a pullback to the zone, right? So the second move from here to here, you get a pullback through the zone. So this zone on this move would be like so. I would personally include the 78.6 just in case it pulls back. When is the euro interest rate hike, Leandra? I just saw it. December 15th. They're expecting the 25.
I don't know what they're expecting, but I know there's going to be a hike.
Well, if you see it right here, you see where it says forecast?
Oh, well, I guess they are.
Yeah, 25%, I guess.
Todd, we see your trading view screen, not your news screen.
Not my what screen?
No, I think he clicked
We
on
see
the,
trading view.
Yeah, but do you see this?
Okay. I'm tracking.
yeah, he said, yeah, he
I'm
clicked on this.
Okay. So that's the 15th. You know, well, honestly, hopefully this will be pushed down. You know, we looking for this move to happen, or are we looking for it to start pushing down? You know, as soon
Might
as
give it more confidence for that move, though.
yeah. So, but maybe it'll push down, and then when you get the rate hike, it'll retrace a little bit.
So that's what I was gonna say. I think I marked this up. I don't know if I know I didn't mark it up for myself, but when I look at it, I think I marked it up to come down to that order block. There's a 4-hour imbalance in there.
Down here?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There's a 4-hour imbalance in there, and I think it's going to probably buy up just a little more to
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
to take out those relative equal highs.
Yeah, I can definitely get on that train. The important piece is to know that it's going to trade down, over the next coming weeks, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful wick, beautiful. It wicked these highs beautifully. So the only thing after that is for us to watch it push down.
Mm-hmm.
At the liquidity grab, do we look for chalk and then OB in the zone of liquidity grab? I mean, I guess you could. I think after the liquidity grab, you have to use whatever your entry tactics and techniques are. If I see this in real time, I don't need anything. If I see a high getting ran and I see this pulling back, then I'm just hopping in the trade. I'm market execution getting in this trade because I already know what it is. I've traded so many of these this year. I think the first one we kind of traded was in February, and it ran for 300 and some pips over the course of I think the first day it did. I mean, just it gives you the hammer candle, and I think over the next 2 days it ran 324 pips. So that's before it retraced. So I think that you have to use your own entry, whatever your entry criteria is, to enter those trades. Does that make sense? We have more news this week than we did last week. And if you guys traded Friday where you got the PPI news, the market kind of scrambled. So you can expect the same sort of scramble Tuesday and then Wednesday, when you get the rate hike. So Tuesday you have CPI, which is inflation. The PPI was sneakily high, and maybe the CPI will be too. I don't know, but then you're gonna have the interest rate. If the CPI is high and the PPI was high, then the Fed might come hit you with a 75-point interest rate again. So all of that stuff, nobody really, none of us know. So I would just exercise caution, and that's why it's more important to me to collect my money tomorrow when the market opens. And that way I don't have to be in there looking for action, right? Once you get into that business of having to find a move, it gets harder. I mean, there really are ways that we can go about things differently, but I think that for the most part, we overcomplicate our trading. And let me just give you a tip, something that I look for, and it depends on what session you trade. I like trading London, so if I get up and I just need a move, let's just say that this happens on London. You see how you have a bearish order block form? This is a 3 o'clock candle. Once this bearish order block is formed, if I just need to find some money, if I need to find a trade, and hopefully by this point in the week, I've made one successful trade. Maybe I'm just looking for a finish move, So once I get this bearish order block, I can drop to the 15-minute, right? And I can get me another bearish order block on the right side of my moving average. Boom. And I can get in the trade here. It doesn't have to be anything major. I don't have to do anything crazy. Maybe I just need 3 or 4%. But what I really like to do is find an area over here that has, equal lows. So maybe I'm just trading this to this low, right? 85 pips. That's almost 6%. Maybe I'm not too far off. Once you're in the trade, you just in the trade. You just let it run. And whatever your percentage is you're chasing, maybe you can get out of this trade early if you don't need it all or whatever. But you have your entry criteria based off of that 4-hour bearish candle, right? And I guess this is the close of the day, but this would have maybe you could have gotten out. Let's just say you held it to COB, you would have made 3.82% or 3.9%. So hopefully that would have put you over the top. It's just a strategy that I use if I need an extra trade, right? You guys have whatever your go-to is, but if I don't make what I need to make on Sunday, that's exactly how I approach the market, right? I'm only looking for, the order block on my session, right? Since I'm trading London, it has the order block. The order block is below the moving average. I know that this next candle is going to pay me. You could just do it by the next candle. You don't have to get this second candle. You can just do the next candle, right? This works on the 2-hour, it works on the 1-hour, right? But you have to be sensible in your approach. Just because it gives you this bearish order block doesn't mean it's going to sell for 6 weeks, right? You have to understand, okay, I got a bearish order block. Let me get the next candle. It's more of a scalp, than it is a longevity trade, right? You could have dropped down to the 5-minute and got 2 positions in that if you wanted to, and maybe you would have got more of a percentage. But I'm just trying to help you. This is a filler technique, right? Maybe you missed your move on Sunday, or you got 7% or you got 6% on Sunday and you need a trade. You can do that every day if you trade. Like if you trade New York session, just look for that setup every day. One trade, boom. Okay, I made 3%. Tomorrow I gotta get in another trade. Boom, I made 3%. That's 6% in 2 days. Now you're done because you made, maybe you had 5%. You took that 3%, that's 8. You took the one the next day, that's 11%. You're done for the week. Your psychology should be intact, right? Because the trade is at your moving average or it's below your moving average. You're trading it. It's going your direction. If you look over here, this is a bullish one, moving average. You get in the next candle, it pulls back. You have to sit in another candle. You get your percentage. You're done. Do I have any questions? Don't overcomplicate the process, guys. It's we've all done this before. It's not going to stop working because you entered the trade. If you're struggling, talk to a buddy. Hopefully everybody in here heard that guy say. I forgot to mention it, but hopefully everybody heard that guy say that those of you who share, if you teach, you learn faster. Did y'all hear him say that?
Yes.
That's the absolute truth. If you teach somebody what you know, your understanding is going to grow exponentially. Try it. Even if you don't want to do it on a Saturday, get with somebody one-on-one on Zoom. Teach them what you know. I guarantee you, your understanding of that subject matter expands. Any questions? The guy on the video, Leandra. the trader that was breaking you off with all those diamonds. I don't know if you did you see the video? Were you here for the entire video, Leandro?
No, I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Can you just send me the link, please, or put the
It's
link
in the chat. It's in the chat.
I arrived late. I was late to class today.
So you can't see in the chat. Let me
No,
see.
because you only see what when you've joined. What's in the
Okay.
chat?
I don't know. Let me see. Can you see the chat now?
I can see the chat, but you need to send it again. Thank you. Yes,
Okay.
thanks.
All right. Yeah. He dropped so many big time gems, man. Hopefully everybody picked up on that.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions? I know it's short because the order block list was so massive, but all you need is one. All you need is one for a winner. And I dropped you another piece of information on that order block going your direction. You can use it on any time frame, right? You can use it on the hour and get you a 5-minute entry. You can use it on the 4 hour and get you a 15-minute entry. You can use it on the 6 hour. So now you don't have to worry about it. US 30. We talked about it last week. It's still selling. US 30. I don't even want to talk about the Rucker. Selena doesn't put US 30 on here because she says she ain't trading that mess. It's definitely a sell. Remember we talked about the SPX last week, guys, because the chart was better. We had to clear chalk, and it came back up here. We was talking about it turning around. Well, it turned around on the dime, and US 30 did exactly the same thing. It didn't go any higher. It didn't pass go. It didn't collect $200. Even though this chart is not set up the same way, it's following suit. So I just have reason to believe if I look at this chart, if I look at the chart that's set up on SPX and US 30, I have a reason to believe that we're going lower. Like I think that interest rate, might push us to the depths, to the brink, like it might be destruction mode. I don't know for sure, but I just have a sneaky suspicion because these pair are pushing down. There's an order block right here that they can always react. It's a weekly order block. You can always bounce off that order block and push higher. But since this overall chart suggests that we're going to push lower, then that makes me feel like that we need a catalyst to get started pushing down. And that catalyst would be a nice fat 75-point interest rate hike. We'll just have to kind of see how it goes. Right now, the only thing we have is this weekly chart. So I would look for a pullback. We'll get a pullback to the zone, maybe even the 78.6, and I would look for it to push down into this weekly order block. Remember, news is going to come fast. It's going to come Tuesday, and then it come Wednesday. A lot of times, guys, you don't get the true reaction on the day that the interest rate hike happens. Maybe on the interest rate day we get a buy up, and then after that, after people have time to think about it, they just sell the mess out of it the next day. Maybe we'll get that type of situation. The thing is this: if the interest rates are high, I want to see the indices sell off. If the interest rate is a low interest rate hike, then I think there's a case that I'd like to see the indices buy up. A lot of times, the day that they make the announcement, you get the opposite. So I don't like trading that. But the next day, whenever people come to the market and they have time to think about it and they start doing what I think it's going to do, that's when I jump in on them respecting the analysis that I have for it, right? It's okay to not trade something if it goes against your personal analysis, right? It's okay to trade something different or just leave the trade alone. At the end of the day, we're only here to capitalize on moves in the market. So if you're trading something you don't believe in, where do you get out? Where do you take your profit at? And a lot of times we find ourselves in situations like that because we just wanted to get into a trade. So I think we're going to get a pullback, and then I think we're going to get it pushed down into this zone before we turn and head up, but I don't know what Tuesday is going to bring, and I don't know what Wednesday is going to bring, but I don't plan on being in the US 30 on Tuesday or Wednesday. Any questions? The people. No questions. All righty, squad. Well, hopefully everybody has a productive 10, 15, 30%, whatever your week, whatever your success looks like. Hopefully you find it this week.